If you live in the state of Kentucky, then you are well versed on bourbon, and you know it is fantastic for the economy. It is also fantastic for your taste buds, and there's no better place to go than Bourbon Barrel Foods because it's all about the bourbon. With me now is the founder and owner. He is Matt Jamie. Matt, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Matt, I am excited because you are an entrepreneur who took advantage of a situation and you love what you do. I mean, does it get any better than that? It's good for you, it's good for the pocketbook, and you love it.
Well, it's one of those messages that I try and drive home. It's like, do something that you love and it never feels like work. It seems a bit cliche, but I'm living that right now.
So we know a little bit about the history of bourbon, but tell us about the history of Bourbon Barrel Foods, how it started, how it's expanded. Let's get into all of that.
So Bourbon Barrel Foods actually started with one product in mind. I wrote a very solid business plan for microbrewing soy sauce in the state of Kentucky. I came up with the idea in 2002 in Gainesville, Florida. I had dropped out of graduate school, and over oysters and beer one night I said, hey, no one's microbrewing soy sauce in the U.S. Turned out to be a true statement, and moved back to Kentucky 2005 and continued to research it and bottled my first product in 2006. Had to figure out how to pay for this idea, so I started doing bourbon smoked salt, bourbon smoked pepper, bourbon smoked paprika, other barrel-aged sauces, things like Kentucky Yaki, which we trademarked. It's our version of teriyaki. You add a little sorghum, a little bourbon, it becomes Kentucky Yaki.
Well, I love this. You'd be a good subject for a podcast. Here's a guy over oysters and beer. He starts this business. It's doing very, very well, and people love bourbon. Okay, so you and I had a brief conversation about what's great about your product is, don't get me wrong, of course, you know, your core audience is going to be people who love bourbon, but maybe folks who don't drink can enjoy the taste and the joy of bourbon as well, right?
Actually, yeah. I mean, that's exactly what it is. It's like even if you don't drink bourbon, don't like bourbon, our products allow you to participate in this fantastic thing that's happening in the state of Kentucky, the city of Louisville.
This new Marketplace expansion, tell me a little bit about Marketplace. What makes it different and why was it needed?
So we're in Crescent Hill. So I had a retail space there in Crescent Hill on Frankfort Avenue, 2710. We opened up next door, 2708, our Eat Your Bourbon Marketplace. So you can imagine with over 100 products, it's a really lengthy conversation to describe to you how to use bourbon smoked salt. You know, what's why does microbrewed soy sauce taste better than what I'm currently buying? And so with the Marketplace, it allows us to show you how we use it. You can eat it there. You can take it with you. We have a full bar for all of our cocktail line. You know, we do the licensing for Woodford Reserve, Old Forester, and Jack Daniel's products. So our bar is stocked with all Brown-Forman products, and it allows you to come in and taste those items, take it home with you, and get that real Bourbon Barrel Foods bourbon country experience. You're
taking a look at some of the pictures from the store there, some of what we call B-roll there. But I want to talk to you, Matt, about something. You seem to be somewhat of a chemist. And so I'm curious, what is it about bourbon that you can use it with chocolate, with bacon, with just about anything? Bourbon tastes good. What is it? Is it because there's so many different flavorful notes? What is that?
Well, I think the thing with bourbon is like the same thing with soy sauce. So you're looking for that umami, you know, that flavor, that full, well-rounded flavor in your mouth. And that's what makes bourbon tasting experts, you know, who they are. They can pick up on those nuances of flavor, and so they bring out some of those other underlying flavors in whatever it is that you're making. They enhance it. And so with the bourbon, there's all sorts of things that we can do with it. We can use it as an ingredient. We can use the barrel to smoke with or age in. So you're not just adding bourbon to something. You know, there's all sorts of things that we can do there. And with our soy sauce, we don't add any bourbon to it. We age it in a bourbon barrel.
It all started with the soy sauce. So is this still the cornerstone of your business, Matt?
Yes, it is our most popular product. Okay. It is Kentucky-grown, non-GMO soybeans, Kentucky-grown wheat, water trucked in from Bardstown, aged in a bourbon barrel for 12, sometimes 18 months.
Wow. So I want you to talk about a few of the things on the table. By the way, congrats to you. You get television. It's supposed to look pretty, and this looks fantastic. And if you love bourbon, if you love the state of Kentucky, this is a place you must visit. Frankfort Avenue, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all of that's available there. And online, if you want to order, this would be great gifts. And here comes the holiday seasons, right?
Yeah, it's our big time of year.
Yes, it is. Okay, so what do you want to point to here? I know you're proud of your soy sauces, but what else do you have here that you like?
So we do a lot of gift items out of our retail store, and you can see those those here in our baskets, and they can be custom made. You can come in and grab one that we've already prepared as well if you're in a hurry. We do things that are refrigerated with our spreads. We do a pimento cheese. We do a beer cheese, which is a staple in my house. And we do Benedictine, which has a great history in Louisville. It's actually invented here. You can do a soy sauce tasting. You know, you can taste the differences between the 4 different soy sauces that we make. We have our spiced snack mixes here that use our ingredients to make them. We also use it as a beta center to launch new products.
Okay.
So this year, for some reason, and this was not intentional, it seems as though my sweet tooth has really shown itself. We launched 2 candy bars. We do a bourbon smoked cacao and barrel-aged coffee bean
Well, that
candy
sounds
bar,
good.
and then a bourbon smoked sesame seed chocolate bar, both with 55% dark chocolate. They're magical. I mean, they are really, really good. I brought you some samples so you can try.
Oh, before we end this, we're definitely going to try these.
Yeah, we also, you know, we've crossed over from just doing condiments and spices to doing things like bacon. You know, we have a bourbon smoked peppercorn crusted bacon that we ship all across the country. We do a barrel aged coffee that I worked on for 2 years with a local coffee roaster here in town. We have swag. You know, we've got,
see the hats?
You know, if you need a pair of socks on the fly, we got some branded socks. Our hats are really popular. We do lunch and we do special event dinners on Friday nights. Chef Michael Hargrove is doing those. All the times and dates for those are going to be on our website. And, you know, you can schedule private shopping events if you want. You know, we have drink specials. All week long, you can get a $5 old fashioned.
Now, this is all available at Eat Your Bourbon Marketplace. Look at those beautiful pictures here, and everything smells fantastic. So, can we try a little bit of that chocolate? Let's do a little bit of that. Now, which one do you prefer?
I mean, it's like trying to get me to
Your favorite
tell you
children?
which one is my favorite child. I mean, the sesame seed one is kind of like our version of a crunch bar. I love our smoked cacao, and it just really comes through nicely in this chocolate.
So, do you talk to some of the distillers when you're designing a recipe at Eat Your Bourbon Marketplace? I mean, or is this you?
This is me. I mean,
I love
this
that.
is kind of what
I love that.
You know, it was very early on. I recognized what I wasn't good at and what I really wanted to do, and so I've surrounded myself with people that make me look really, really smart. And
I think you are really
allow
smart.
me to do the things that you know, bring me joy, but also help me to grow this product line. I mean, it's important for us as a gourmet specialty food producer to remain relevant year after year, and that means we have to launch new products.
All right, Eat Your Bourbon Marketplace. They have expanded now, Frankfort Avenue. Matt, Jamie, congratulations to you.
Thanks.
Appreciate it, man. If you love bourbon, you got to pay them a visit on Frankfort Avenue. Okay, coming up here.